Welcome back, Richard. Great to have you here. It has been a while, I have to say.
It's been a busy summer. It's as always really good to be back, and quite a bit to catch you guys up on as well.
But before we start, I will say that me and Richard did not plan our green jumpers. This just happened to be random that we're both wearing shades of green.
It's if you're cool, you can't help it.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
The trends follow you, and you just have to live with that.
There you go. So you're going to get a bit of fashion tips today, and
yeah,
most importantly, we're going to talk about Saito as well. So let's jump straight in as we always do, Richard.
Yep.
NFTs. It feels like there's a resurgence in NFTs. What is going on with NFTs over at Saito?
Yep. So NFTs were kind of the last piece of the puzzle we wanted to get into Saito consensus before moving to full persistence in September. We'd launched that, and I think there was sort of people were thinking, oh, well, that's cool, but they didn't really have a sense of like, can I see it? What does it do? Now, of course, the really big benefit is that it allows devs to build really cool stuff. But to help people see their NFTs and make and use them and get ready for that, we've got inbound at the moment, kind of just an in-wallet management tool. I think what people will see immediately once they have that is they'll understand what the current UI is doing a bit better, and that will show them that, like, unlike EVM chains, like Ethereum or whatever, you need to execute a smart contract. Minting one NFT is the same as launching a token on Ethereum. With Saito, you can do both of those things from inside your wallet. You don't even need code. So you need native Saito, but that's it. So I think with the new UI that was kind of phase 2 pre-planned, but when people see that, I think it'll be really exciting for people to understand, be able to sell, buy and trade, but also, mint partial NFTs. So you can mint, Ferrero's coin on Saito then and create 10,000 of them and give them to all of your besties. And that's going to be really exciting. I think people will see that, sort of start to understand the potential there, especially with the no code minting.
And you'll become super rich by buying the Ferrero coins. Just put it out there. No, you won't. Don't get it.
Not There's going to be 45 Ferrero coins within 10 minutes of watching the UI now.
I mean, the other thing, actually, interestingly enough, which kind of leads me to another piece is, people who do want to get involved in creating, I suppose, let's talk about docs. I mean, because this is equally important, right? Not everybody knows how to do these things.
It's funny. We're doing, we're kind of heading up to persistence in September. We're on track for that. And you end up doing a lot of janitorial work at this point because, it's like we've got all the cool stuff basically done. Consensus is humming away. We've had no serious issues with, all of the changes and input there. So it's time to, make sure that everything's clean, bright and shiny for the visitors who are coming along, and to get everything in order for anyone who wants to understand more, who wants to build anything, and also third-party node devs will need some instructions on, look, here's how you find peers in the network and get your node up and running, etc. So we've been beavering away on that. Huge effort from David, co-founder, actually leading that project. But we've been working away on that, and I think that's going to be really helpful getting people moving in the next few weeks.
What's happening in the app space then? Red Square, we've got a bit of an overhaul there, haven't we?
Yep. So again, mostly, with September coming up, we're not launching 15 kinds of new adventurous apps. So, there was like last summer with Saito Summer, we had a constant feed. Now we've got swarm casting and all of these things. We're trying to test every boundary of what you can do on a blockchain and build apps to show people how everything can work. Right now, we're trying to tighten up the app suite. We gave Red Square a tight overhaul. It's very obviously Twitter inspired. We're not going to run away from that. But we wanted something where people could very easily grok and understand, okay, this is an application on Saito, but also make it a good place for community to share ideas, to announce stuff, because we know people will be building or launching NFT sets or whatever, and so we want to showcase place where people can come along and be part of the community, as well as maybe play any of the new games that we've launched, and we'll try and have a stream of those. But by and large, we're trying to make the applications that are there really tight, really neat, and as always, looking for feedback on anything people would like improved or made better on across the app suite.
I want to talk a bit more about full token persistence, because we've got that coming up in September. I mean, what is happening there? Are we still on track?
So we just cranked down the guarantee limit to 5,000 Saito, which is, I mean, obviously getting to be quite a reasonable amount, quite a small amount. In September, that's going to go to a commitment to not reset the chain and to guarantee balances, any small balance across the network. What that does is mean that any even tiny micro payment will accrue real Saito in your wallet. So people have been paying attention. We'll also notice in the background, we've been adding more and more reasons to have native Saito on the chain.
Yeah.
So whether it's minting NFTs, being part of the curation community on Red Square, there's a variety of things that you're starting to see that the value in owning some native Saito on chain. That comes right into force when you have the ability to share or to charge a small amount or donate a small amount, tip, whatever, and those things are going to build up into real assets, because the real power behind Saito is going to be people who can build applications that earn them fees, will get a fee flow. So that's going to be a revenue stream, not one-off payments. And so full persistence just means that if every 0.02 Saito you earn, every 400 Nolan, whatever it is, that's going to be accruing in wallets. So give people the ability to build real businesses in the ecosystem.
Which is good. I mean, everything we've talked about today, starting with the NFTs, obviously looking at the documentation. I mean, nobody likes doing documentation, but nonetheless, you need it. I mean, all of this kind of points towards a real reason in terms of actually having native Saito on chain. I mean, this is kind of where you're seeing the reward, I suppose, to a certain extent, if you're planning to build and deliver services, right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I think, this is the combination. A lot of people kind of sometimes come and look and say, what does it do? And if you're from our perspective and you've been looking at the roadmap, it's like, we're now here to start, right? This is the starting gun of having something quite new in the space, and it's taken this long to prove out all of the pieces of the technology, etc. But this is the coming out show. This is where we say, look, you can now do anything you want on Saito. It's ready for production. It's ready for you to build your dreams on. And what we've built so far is really to prove what's possible in this new kind of network, right? So when I said before, we've tested all of the different kinds of things. You can go and see how to send messages, how to start video calls, how to share content, how to distributedly share data. We've got versions of that you can look at as a dev, and you can build that killer Web3 app that you can't put on Solana or Ethereum or anything like that with the limitations of those chains. So really exciting. Like I said, we're kind of at the end of that initially set out roadmap. Turbo mode, being able to run the chain a million miles an hour this last few months has really helped us prove everything's bulletproof and tight. And so we're really excited about September and getting all of these bits and pieces together to let people just basically go nuts in their new ecosystem.
Well, it's like it's time for everyone to really get involved. And I think one of the things that I'll say is a lot of people that do come to this space, here we're talking about go ahead and build that Web3 app, right? And not everybody knows how to build that Web3 app. Somebody might have an idea in terms of what they want to do. And I would always say, don't be afraid to try your ideas. Come along, read the documentation. There are so many tools now to kind of support you in this space, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Perplexity, whether it's Grok, there's loads of these things that can genuinely help you get your base ready for that next idea you might have.
Actually, on that, it's a really good point. I've been messing around with vibe coding up different things in the space, and then another couple of devs in the project, aligned to the project, are looking at trying to build some kind of context templates for AI tools to help you get started. So that's not just lowering the barrier to entry, that's basically inviting you in.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool, and hopefully we'll have some things to play with. If anyone's interested in trialing that and getting an app going in that mode, so they can actually test out what we're doing, which is basically producing documentation deliberately focused on telling an LLM, telling an AI agent how to work with the Saito model, so that you can just start telling it, I want to do this. I want to send encrypted messages to my friends, and it can work out what your options are and actually start, helping you generate code to do that. So yeah, we're actually kind of super excited about that as well. But doing that as a sideline, so I get waylaid onto real work, like actual documentation and stuff along the way. So we're not kind of putting deadlines or anything on that just yet. But if anyone wants to get involved, that's really fun, that project.
There you have it, guys. Look, I mean, Richard, as always, I always appreciate these updates. And we like to keep them short and sweet so everyone gets exactly what they need to get out of it. But I hope everyone has actually got something out of it today, because there's so much going on. We're here. Race is a race. We've won the race, really, if you kind of think about it. Now it's about really building what you want to build, what you want to use it for. And given there's so many tools out there to help you do that, you don't need to be a geek anymore in order to do this sort of stuff. It's there. And there's a really strong community as well. I think that's the other thing we should need to point out, that the Saito Saito has a great, strong community. So when you do decide to get stuck, or even if you might not get stuck, but if you do, there is a community there for support as well.
Even if you just got an idea for something, share it on Red Square if you want to help. We want help getting it alive, getting it going, and I'm sure you'll find people who, interested in what you're doing, and they give you advice or join in or whatever.
There you go. Right. Well, Richard, thank you for joining us. Any last words for our viewers?
Bring on September. Basically, it's really exciting times at Saito.
3 weeks to go. Make sure you hit subscribe, smash the like button, because you like me and Richard. And there you go. Right, Richard. Well, let's catch up next month. Let's catch towards the end of September, I'd say, and see where things are at, and we'll take it from there. See you in the next.